butterfly, turned from a caterpillar into a butterfly, basically.
Yeah.
And that's the gist of what I got.
Couldn't say about it myself.
I'm learning.
Two mugs listening along, reviewing music and song, and other stuff. Sláinte!
Hello and welcome to Two Mugs and a Guitar with myself, Jarvis.
And me, Darry. How are we?
How are we?
Welcome to the Overspill.
Welcome to the Overspill, and we're going to talk about an album we just listened to, which was Kendrick Lamar's To Pimp a Butterfly. Yeah, and it was a surprising one for Darry.
Well.
Yeah.
What a fucking album.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a great album. So we're going to get into it and have a little chat about it and see, judging by the metrics and stuff, how we felt about it.
How we felt about it. And I'll tell you one thing now, there is nothing bad about that album, really. I'm not looking at that as a rap album.
Yeah.
It is a rap album, but it was absolutely fucking insane.
Yeah, it was a great album.
I think credit to everyone that took part in that and everyone that created it, and from producers to sound engineers to fucking whoever else was involved with that. It was incredible.
Yeah, of course. Right, let's talk about the album cover first. So, do you think it tells the story of the album, Derry?
I don't
know
what it's about. I think it does if you're taking it in the context of the songs, yeah. But To Pimp a Butterfly kind of gives you a trick. You understand it when you listen to the album. But what am I looking at here? Give me some.
So
it's
the White House behind him.
And is that just a group of black men?
Yeah, I think
Who
it's
are they
just
sitting
guys
on?
from Compton. Yeah, so Kendrick Lamar's in the middle there.
Okay, who are they sitting on?
I assume it's some kind of dead White House official.
Yeah, it looks like a political.
Yeah.
It's a political stance.
Yeah. I'm assuming it's them essentially saying, let's take over the White House.
I think it's cool. It looks cool.
Yeah.
It's very intriguing and it's very interesting. That's something I probably would put up on. I know we're not getting into that just yet.
Yeah.
Well, I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but yeah, look, it is cool. Does it tell? Yeah, I think it does tell the story of the album. Yeah.
Yeah.
I would say that.
I wouldn't say like 100%, but sufficiently enough.
Yeah.
To kind of get the gist, because of course there is a lot of songs in here about empowerment and kind of, kind of realizing your potential and being out, and also a lot of references to Compton.
Compton, yeah, definitely.
And kind of bringing them out of the, the bad grounds and whatever, and kind of realizing that they can be better than that. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of, community.
Yeah,
spirit.
I think of the vibe I got from the album in terms of it's leaving and coming back and trying to empower the people of change and embrace the fact that they are who they are and try and get away from what they've currently been looked at as. And then like a pimp butterfly, turned from a caterpillar into a butterfly, basically.
Yeah.
And that's the gist of what I got.
Couldn't say about it myself.
I'm learning.
But yeah, no, so I think it does tell the story of the album.
Yeah.
I think there are parts that, that are in the album that maybe it doesn't quite lean into, but for the most part, I think it says most of the story of the album. I think I'd maybe give it like a 4, like a straight 4.
Yeah, I agree with you on that. I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
If you just after doing an excellent understanding of the album and the overview, I'd agree with you. It's all about empowerment and leading the people back again to
kind of realise the potential.
Yeah,
really.
potential instead of like looking at it as criminals, essentially.
Yeah, essentially, yeah, of course.
But yeah, no, it's a really cool album cover, actually. I think that's really cool.
Yeah. So yeah, would you, if you saw this in a record store, would you be intrigued by it?
I definitely would, I think.
Yeah.
I think so.
I think it's a striking piece of art. It definitely has, especially with the person on the floor with the X's on their eyes.
Yeah.
It definitely is intriguing. You know what I mean? Like, it makes you kind of go, oh, what's going on? So, yeah, I would say that I'd probably pick it up and at least look at it and be like, oh, what's this about? So, yeah, I think
it definitely gives the vibe that it's a rap album. Yeah. Looking at the cover.
Especially with the parental advisory, because usually that is on.
That's very fair.
Rap albums.
We should probably put it on our podcast, to be fair, because we're disasters.
True. But yeah, I'd probably say in terms of it being a striking, would I pick it up? Yeah, I'd probably look at it, definitely.
I think so, yeah.
Like maybe a 4.5 for me.
I'd say probably a 4.
Okay.
I'll go a little bit lower than you.
Yeah, that's right.
Which is still similar. In the same kind of vein-ish.
Mm-hmm.
There's that word again.
Yeah, your favourite word.
Yeah.
And if as just like an art piece then, we'll just stick it on your wall.
It's debatable. Like, I mean, it's a cool thing. but I think it's layered to racism and racial scenarios, and I feel like it'd be offensive for me to have it up on my wall.
I was gonna say something similar. Yeah,
but it is cool and it looks really cool, and I'd have it as an art piece on here for the concept.
Especially now you know the album.
Yeah, 100% definitely, and it's something that I would actually love to get on. I'd love to get that record, and then definitely put a picture of it up here somewhere. I think that's what I'm going to try and do, is get like different album covers and
get some Geese, get some Radiohead, get some Kendrick up there.
Definitely, but like I definitely would here, but not in my own house. It's not an art piece per se. Yeah, it's a statement.
Yeah, Darius bringing out the zingers today. Right, okay, he should lead this one.
Nice.
But yeah, no, I absolutely agree with you. I would probably maybe give it a 3.75 for that.
I'd say the same. We're going to agree on this one, I think.
Yeah, cool.
Quite a bit in every aspect and criteria and everything. Yeah.
Well, let's get into the criteria then. So what's the first one on the list there, Derry?
So if we're looking at criteria, we're going to start off with, do you know what? I'm going to start off with from middle, like creativity and originality first. I want to start with that first. So if you're looking at that as a creative piece, you'd be stupid not to think it is. And you'd be lying to yourself if you said it wasn't. And originality, in terms of, like, it's absolutely original in every aspect of the word. So there's no, I think all this criteria is going to be massive. Going to be massive scores. But in terms of creativity and originality, it's definitely a 5.
Yeah, all right.
100%. It is, but you don't have anything like that, as far as I'm aware anyway. And it's the same if you go back to looking at, like you said earlier on, Black Country New Road. Or not Black Country New Road. Oh, it was, yeah, sorry. Answer 'em Up There.
Yeah.
Where they've got this kind of raw, massively, like, out there statement of chord progressions and yada, 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 and signatures and everything else that goes with it. Where this, for me, is like this, the blended some, like, 4 genres into one.
Yeah.
And they've made it work perfectly. And it's not something you see every day.
I definitely, I agree with you. Like, in terms of creativity and originality, like, there's not many rap albums that sound like this.
Never.
That are so kind of like thick and full with like influences from jazz, sometimes even free-form jazz, like, for example, on 4/3, for example, and then like really funky ideas like with King Kunta, for example. Like, there's so, and even like the one of my favorite songs on the album, How Much a Dollar Cost, that kind of like slow jazz, the like, you don't hear that in a rap beat. Like, that's not like a conventional rap beat. Like, you know, like, it really does feel like Kendrick really went in, and obviously his producers and songwriters, who we obviously work very close with, went into this with an idea of like, let's celebrate jazz, and like bring this into like my rap idea, you know what I mean, and kind of integrate that.
I'd love to have been a fly on the wall when they were having a discussion about making this album.
I think as well, and I haven't heard anyone speak about this because I haven't watched many. I've watched one, but like, she didn't really go into depth on like the musicality of the album. But it's quite interesting because, of course, jazz and funk are like primarily like black music. You know what I mean? Like, they're things that came from a culture, you know, during the times when obviously black relations weren't particularly great in America. Awful, obviously. And that's where that kind of genre was birthed from. So obviously, given the context of the lyrics in this album with a backdrop of jazz and funk and soul and neo-soul, it kind of complements the message as well.
Oh, massively.
So much more, because it's kind of given that extra depth of being like, not only am I going to sing about, about my culture, and specifically Compton, you know, where, you know, things aren't particularly great, but I'm also going to put it on this backdrop where I can celebrate like black heritage and what, you know, black musicians have given the world, you know, which I think is powerful.
And he's done it so well.
Oh yeah.
And to have features like Snoop Dogg on it, who's massively like empowered by the same ideology as well. It's credit to them. Even like, I think Snoop Dogg,
even Tupac as well.
Yeah, with Tupac, but like, I mean, that's like, it's probably the most creative thing I've listened to in terms of what they've done and how they've used it. Especially with adding Tupac at the end there, and that what's the song called again at the end?
It's called Mortal Man.
Mortal Man, yeah. So like, adding them there and just living in that powerful message, and like, everyone knows, if you don't know Tupac, you know his message and what he wanted to achieve.
Exactly, So
it's very powerful. But in terms of the quality, in terms of the creativity and originality, where do you stand with it?
I'd probably put it high up there as well. I'd probably call it like a 5 as well, because I've never heard definitely not one done this well. Like I've heard maybe another kind of like jazz rap album, but I know what it's called, but it's not particularly great. It's not very well known. It's called like, I want to call it Koi Fish, I think it's called. And it was okay, but it was kind of like, it was nowhere near to the same standard as this.
Yeah, I get
like, and this is, and also, like I just mentioned, if you consider the subject matter as well, with the instrumentation being used and deployed, it elevates the message more so, more so than if it was just a regular drill beat or a regular hip hop beat. It gives you an extra dimension to the meaning behind it.
I like it, the fact that like it conveys a message to us as people that are like so far away from that.
Oh yeah.
The issues that like black people have went through in America and everything else that goes with it. And it conveys that and it hits us, so I can't imagine how much it's been an inspiration to people over there.
Oh yeah,
people all over the world in for that instance. But
yeah, of course.
If we're looking at criteria, we're going to go back on to I'm going to go with lyrics and storytelling this time and let you pop off on that one because I know you have lots to say.
Mate, lyrically, this album is dense.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of it's just Kendrick. Like, I feel like that's all you really need to say.
Is that his nature?
Yeah, he's a very. I remember someone saying that like that no one's ever used, I think it's like as much words as Kendrick before as a rapper. Yeah. Like he's.
Well, I can tell that.
Yeah, like he's incredibly articulate, and yeah, he's just lyrically. I don't really feel like he misses.
No.
Like I feel like every single line is interesting.
Yeah.
And there are some lines that are quite humorous. There's some lines that are quite deep and thought provoking. And also quite personal as well, as well as being quite externally personal on Compton and obviously his culture there, and where he came from, and yeah, it's really like the lyrics are very powerful. Like, you call like Kendrick would be considered a conscious rapper. So he's not rapping about bitches necessarily, what I mean? Or like, I've got so much money, even though he doesn't mention
real life issues and...
Yeah, a lot of that, and a lot of personal issues
reflection
and social struggles and stuff like that. That's kind of what he mainly raps about. And yeah, I think he does an absolutely incredible job of putting his message forward, And it's good as well because he puts it forward not in like a preachy way or in like a kind of like, oh, we get it, mate way. He puts it forward in a way where it's like, oh man, that's like really like thought provoking. I really felt that,
It's nearly like a documentary in lyrics.
Yeah.
A documentary. He's documenting essentially what's going on in the struggles of Compton and his struggles in personal life situations. And yeah, I get that completely. It feels like a documentary to me. It feels like you're listening to like a documentary rather than watching it.
Yeah.
But like if I'm looking at that in lyrics and storytelling, for me, after coming and being blindsided by how amazing it was, I've not listened to anything like it.
Yeah.
So it has to get a 5. Because it's the most lyrically dense thing that I've ever listened to.
Yeah.
But also some of the best storytelling I've ever listened to in terms of music. Now you're looking at Tupac and you're looking at Biggie and them boys there, and they were conscious rappers as well if you look at it in that context, because they spoke facts. And they tried to drill into everyone that did this, wrote music about love and peace and humanity and
try and bring people together.
Yeah, 100%. And just to listen to that there and the storytelling aspect, and like it makes you want to go and understand it a bit more. Like I don't know fuck all about anything that goes on because I'm not part of that culture or part of the
news feed.
Yeah. But like that whole issue and whole dynamic of how hard it was and how hard life can be over there. But he makes you want to know more.
Oh yeah,
and
he pulls you in.
That's the story side of it.
Something I would also like to add as well is that when I first listened to this album, and I'm sure you experienced the same thing, the poem.
Yeah.
It's so interesting.
It's brilliant the way he does it throughout the song, and then finishes off with the poem, but then and then obviously Tupac introduces it. So that side of things is just it's immaculately creative.
So creative.
Yeah.
Could have brought that into the creative part. Yeah.
Well, I suppose you still can.
But obviously lyrics, But it's I love that poem as well. I think it does such a good job of like just pulling you in.
Yeah.
And also this album, lyrically, it kind of goes through lots of different phases. There's lots of hits, for example, at the music industry.
Yeah.
There's even mention of Lucy at one point. Lucifer kind of tempts him in. It was obviously, again, the music industry.
Yeah.
People not respecting him and taking advantage of him. And then obviously coming to terms with the fact that he can accept himself and love himself. Then that's when we kind of get into the last kind of third of the album where he starts to appreciate his values and kind of respect himself a little.
Yeah.
Well, I wouldn't say respect himself, but kind of accept what he is and what he can do, and kind of realize his full potential. Like kind of element of like uplifting.
I think that's like for me because I felt like he could have finished the album a lie, and then I realized then what was happening, and then I was like, holy fuck, because I was my favorite song on the album.
Yeah.
And I think it's just the uplifting kind of like crazy vibe of it.
Yeah.
It was absolutely brilliant. And I need to go back and listen to the album again because that's my first listen, obviously. And if
It's a lot to digest.
It's a lot to digest, but also understanding the themes and the understanding of like, parts of it I don't remember, but I know it was insane. It's like going to a comedy show and laughing for ages, but not remembering why you were laughing.
Yeah.
Like I've done that where I went to a comedy show and I remember leaving with my jaws killing me.
Yeah.
But I can't remember any of the jokes.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's exactly what that's done. It's like it's brought you into this kind of, I understand why it's amazing, but I can't remember why it's amazing. Because I've got so much going on and there's so much lyrics and all I know is he said bitch and hoes. No, I'm only joking. I understand more than that. But perfect. I was my favourite song. And it just gave me a little bit of everything. And towards the end of the album, it gives you such an uplift. And there's just a massive vibe off it.
I think lyrics and storytelling is always going to be super high for Kendrick because he's just one of those rappers that really does such a good job of bringing his message forward. And I can't not give it a 5. Like,
I'm looking forward. I'm looking forward to listening to him again now.
Yeah, I think Good Kid, Mad City would be a great one for you to do as well. To be fair, if we were to come back to him.
Melody and chord progression.
I mean, there's so much good shit going on in this album.
I think this album, and I'm just going to say this now, I think they all get nearly a 5. If not, I mean, it's hard to knock. You're listening to some of the most creative rap music you've ever listened to. There's jazz impact. There's like
funk.
As you said, neo soul. Funk.
Yeah, neo soul. Yeah.
There's electric guitars at one point.
Yeah.
I think that's an
a few electric guitars. Yeah.
Yeah, well, yeah, but you pick them up in like more so in certain songs.
Electric guitars, trumpets. Synths,
there's everything going on. And if you're not giving melody and chord progression, at least a 5. Like,
at least a 5.
You're doing it wrong though.
Yeah.
Because it's giving you every aspect of that and more.
And it's so fun as well because like this is something I've mentioned about Tyler before, but I like Tyler because he kind of thinks like a composer. You know what I mean? And he is almost like he's a rapper second.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And composer first. Whereas in this album, you've kind of got the blend of both. You know what I mean? Of like composer and rapper first. You know what I mean? It's like they've got the best of both worlds. And the sheer like, I guess you want to say diversity on display of sound on this album is just, it's very, very expansive. There's so much going on. There's some great samples in here as well, but also just some like unbelievably tasty bass lines as well that are just so good.
But all the samples I think just fitted in perfectly.
Yeah.
Like absolutely. I was saying this as well during the reaction was the difference between like the message that Lil Yachty was trying to get across with Let's Start Here or whatever, and he was trying to do this new kind of go into rock rap or whatever it was he was trying to do, or psychedelic experimental kind of vibe. But I for me personally, I just didn't think it worked. It didn't connect because it was obviously the vocals for me was one big thing, and it was auto-tuned to bits, and it just didn't sound great. But with Kendrick Lamar, his message and his interludes and everything else that came with it was just done spot on.
Yeah,
there's no fault in it. And I know I said something else, and I think I veered away from it. Let me just think 1 second there. I have something in my head.
The album's playing.
Anyway, look, there's no comparison to Kendrick Lamar and any other damn rappers. Like even, and I do like Tyler the Creator. Sorry, I do like Tyler the Creator, and I do think he's very good at what he does. But you can't compare Kendrick Lamar after listening to that anyway.
I think To Pimp is a very special album. Yeah, it's definitely
one of the best rap albums I've ever listened to. One of the best rappers I've ever heard.
Oh yeah,
by a long stretch. And that's, because you've got like all the old school guys. You've got like Eminem, who will always be praised as probably the best rapper in the world, or best white rapper anyway.
Yeah.
And then you've got like your Tupac, Biggie, and then you've got like whoever else you want to put into that category from anywhere from the 90s up until early 2000s. And then
you've got Kendrick.
You've got Kendrick, who's just bossing it from now until whenever he's finished.
Yeah.
Because I don't think anyone's going to compare to him.
Yeah, no. Not at the moment anyway.
No.
no. But yeah, I think chords and melody, chord progressions, melody. I mean, it's just so good.
Yeah.
It's so lush. It's so thick. The production as well. I know that's slightly different from chords and melody, but obviously it involves
it. Yeah.
It's so layered, and everything's just really like fully formed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like everything just feels so there. Yeah, I have to give it a 5.
I give it a 5 as well.
Just because of there's so much to dig into.
I just think there's everything that you want from an album in it. I mean, like for me, obviously vocals is one thing that stands out. That's not very, like it's not massively involved in it. There is some singers and some vocals, and it take it as for what it is, and the rap album that it is, I suppose. It has to be credit where credit's due, because it was just incredibly well done, extremely well done. And then the final one then is Emotional Impact.
Is there 4 or is there 5?
No, that's we've said them all. Creativity, lyrics, and storytelling. Quality of performance as well.
Quality of performance. I mean,
yeah, 5. 5. We've already talked about quality of performance. We probably should start with that one.
Yeah.
But quality of performance is a 5.
I mean, he's the best. He's so good.
Yeah.
He the way he switches it up sometimes, and obviously, rappers, you want to see if they can, deliver the bars, and he absolutely can.
Absolutely,
you know what I mean. And
but he delivers the context throughout the both songs as well. Like he's not just delivering, like quality of performance.
He's not just rapping fast for the sake of it.
Yeah, but he's not just he's portraying, because he's using the poem at the end of nearly every song, and then he introduces it all at the end, which is obviously part of the performance. And he does it in a way where, like, if you're a first person, if I didn't have you here, I'd stay, like, you're still looking at this going, that was fucking insane. Well, yeah, and then just quality performance. It's just it's outrageous.
Yeah.
This could be on paper probably the best album that we would ever listen to, but for me it won't be the best album that I've ever listened to.
Yeah.
It won't compare to the music that I love personally, but on paper 5 out of 5 for everything. You're looking at 5 out of 5 for everything.
And then the last one is emotional impact.
Now, it didn't affect me emotionally massively, because it's not relatable to me.
Yeah,
in that regard.
I get you.
But I understand the message, and the core message of it was for the betterment of everything that's involved with the way things are at the moment, or the way things were anyway. And you can understand that, and that impacts you. Is the core message is what impacts you. But I would still give it a 5 for the sake of what it is.
Yeah, you can still resonate with it, and you can still like.
I just don't want people thinking it impacted me personally.
Yeah, I know.
I mean?
Yeah, we're not in Compton.
Yeah. Straight out of Compton.
Yeah.
Crazy motherfucker called Ask You.
Yeah, but like you can still kind of empathise definitely with the message, and you can still feel it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean, and that's really what the emotional impact is. You know what I mean? Like, for example, obviously, whenever we're talking about emotional impact, the thing that goes straight to my mind is always going to be Mount Erie, because that one always touches me personally. Never had a wife die, you know what I mean? So I don't know what that feels like, but I can still live through him.
You're living through like the empathy of it all.
Of course, and it's a similar way with Kendrick. Like, obviously, I don't have the same problems as he did, and also probably still does. And I definitely don't experience the same issues that people growing up in Compton do. So I can't receive it in the same way, but at the same time, hearing the way he is emotionally getting across his message, I can still hear it and be like, "Whoa, that feels." You
profound. Can empathise with it. Definitely.
Yeah, absolutely,
100%.
Absolutely, yeah.
I think I'm just going to give it a 5 for the sake of the message and the understanding of.
Because it is a powerful one.
Like even though you're so many thousand miles away from somewhere, you still we know, we just don't see it.
And there's also things that you can resonate with. I mean, for example. Feeling like, for example, because he obviously talks a lot about the music industry and feeling like it's betrayed him or like taking advantage of him. There's obviously been times where I'm sure you felt like you've been taken advantage of, you know what I mean? So you can kind of resonate with it on that level.
Yeah.
Also, there's certain things where like, even though there is that sense that he kind of wishes for the betterment of Compton, there is still that sense throughout the album where he still has a lot of pride in where he's come from.
Yeah.
And he still wants to come back home.
Yeah, but like you'll always do that, won't you? Like, I mean, you're what's the word I'm looking for? You're from where you're from, and you'll always be from there. Like I will always love where I'm from, but I just wouldn't live there anymore.
Yeah.
And that's just the sad truth. I love.
But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, I get
Kevin,
it. That's what I mean. Like,
you still,
agree
when
with
you
it.
come home, you know, you can probably listen to that song where it's like, until I came back home, you know,
Yeah.
feeling like you knew everything, and then you came back home and you realised that,
Everything's different.
you know, everything's different. And, you know, I'm sure you can resonate with that on a certain level.
Oh, yeah,
I
100%.
do. Like, you know, when I go back to Derby and I feel like, you know, like I understand what's going on in my family life, or I understand what's going on in Derby, even though I'm not really connected there anymore. And then when you go there and you see your friends and you know, kind of like talk to people, and then you realise that, oh shit, you know, I'm actually disconnected from that place. You know what I mean? And you know, and that song gives me those feelings. I think it's Mama. I think that song is where he talks about that. Let me just double check. I think it's Mama. Yeah, we've been waiting for. Yeah, it's Mama. So that, you know, that song. You know, I resonate with that quite a lot.
Yeah, it's one of my. There was four songs on the album. Sorry, that I resonated with me really well, and they all were. Sorry, I'm just gonna look here. So These Walls was one, and then Mama, and then How Much. No, that's not it either.
That's fine.
Sorry, Blackguard and Berry, and then we're all like they're the top. Like majority of them all got perfect cups, regardless to the point of not understanding them as much. But they're the ones that I would have picked as my favourite songs going through the album.
Yeah. What I was saying there is about Mama. So, like, even though we may not experience going back home the same way he does,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? When he goes back to Compton and he sees, you know, I guess you could say, you know, the bad problems there, you know, the disparity, whatever you want to call it, right? We may not see the same thing,
Yeah.
but we can still resonate with the message of coming back home and seeing, you know, things change, or seeing it differently or through different lens.
But you know, I'd love to know, like, does he see things that have like has it changed, or is it worse? You know, like it's not that has it changed. It's the same, but different, because the same issues are still there.
Oh yeah, still
but it's just a
prevalent,
different version of the issues he grew up with, which is mad. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's crazy.
But we have criteria. I don't know if we used this in the last episode, but the album flow.
The album flow.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah. I mean, that's why I brought it up, because I'm like, it just flows perfectly.
Yeah.
It's a 5.
It's a 5. Yeah.
Yeah. It's just
The production is tight. It's so tight.
If you go back, if you haven't watched the reaction, which I'm sure most of the people over here have,
Yeah.
we left the last 4 songs to flow, and it just like it feels like one song.
Yeah. The whole album
works.
feels like that. Yeah.
Yeah. I'll listen to it again now after, and I'm going to go into it and just give it a proper listen through. But concept and emotions.
Concept. I mean, the concept's great.
Yeah.
You know,
but I suppose we've already spoke about it. And
Yeah, we've already
we'll
spoke about
a
it,
little
yeah,
bit of detail on it.
Yeah.
It's very conceptual and it's understanding. Like, it's probably the most I can take from an album, that I can understand the concept, because a lot of time I don't.
Yeah.
A lot of time I just, like, I'm listening to a string of amazing songs and I don't pick up the fact that there's an emotional connection behind it, or there's like a funny understanding or a comedic value to it. Sometimes I just listen to it for the face value.
That's probably because you can put, like, that's probably due to the fact that, and again, this is probably one of Kendrick's strengths, right? Is that he can put his message across quite clearly.
I think
even though he's using a lot of metaphors and a lot of wordplay,
Yeah.
you can still, you listen to it in the song, you can still get it. You know
I
what
can
mean?
give rap credit for where rap always gives a good message. Like, no matter, like, I'm not saying the message might be terrible and it'll be like, but you can nearly always
it always
understand
conveys
it.
the message properly.
Yeah, you can nearly always understand it. Whereas with indie artists or alternative artists that are singing a song, they're trying to be
Well, I was thinking about Neutral Milk Hotel, you know, because you know, if I hadn't told you what the song,
that's what I'm
about,
saying. Yeah, it's abstract, and sometimes you have to listen a bit harder. Whereas when you're listening to a rap album, most rap artists are conveying a message and you nearly get it straight away.
Yeah.
And it's easier to follow. But when you're listening to an alternative musician or artist, or you're listening to an indie record, or even country, sometimes you're just going to go, well, like, what's the message really? And you have to dive into it. Whereas with this, you're kind of there going, no, I definitely get what he's talking about.
Yeah.
And then the final thing there is replayability.
Yeah, I mean, I come back to this album usually once or twice a year.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy to come back to it. It's up there with, like, some of my favourite rap albums, so I love it. You know, I think it's it's great to come back to, and especially because it just flows so easily.
Yeah.
You know, and there's some great moments on this album as well. You know, the only real songs that, I mean, I'm probably not too interested in are probably like maybe Wesley's Theory. I mean, I don't know. Like, I still think that's a great song. I don't
it's-
really think there's any songs. There's no skips, I don't think.
There's no skips, I don't
Yeah.
think. I think it's a no skip album, but I would say that there's 3 songs on the album that didn't really resonate as much as the rest of them did. And that's not to say that they were bad. It was just that, like, I think Wesley's Theory, sorry, is one that I kind of think I was just getting into it, and then For Free again, it was another one I was just like, I'm still getting into it. And then after that, then it was just, I didn't really resonate with you. And then that was probably one of your favorite songs.
That is my favorite song.
Yeah. So it's so funny.
Yeah.
The difference. We're even in rap music, we're still like complete opposite. But that's
Would you come back to the album?
yeah. Oh yeah, I'll definitely come back to it. I think it's the first time I've ever sat there and said, well, look, I give Tyler his dues as well. I've said I would go back to Tyler album, but this is much better.
Yeah.
This is what I want from every rap album now, and I'm not going to get it.
Yeah.
This is the peak.
Yeah, probably.
But look, I mean, again, we have Frank Ocean coming, and you were saying that you haven't really given it a proper listen. So I
tried giving it a go a couple of times and I never really fell in love with it. So I'm hoping this time
it's something
that might click with me.
This is going to be my 3rd rap album on this.
Fourth
Rap album. 2 Tyler albums.
Yeah, well, Tyler, Fireboy, and then we've got Little Yachty, this, and then the 4th one would be Blonde.
No, because we did
Chromacopia 5 then.
5 then, 5.
Yeah.
No respill needed.
Yeah, no respill needed.
No, we're not doing a respill on this one.
Yeah, absolutely.
But it was, again, phenomenal album from start to finish. Even though I said the first 2 songs didn't really sit with me, I could definitely going back to them. I probably will be like, right, just you know what's coming.
Yeah, exactly.
So just you've got to you've like they could turn into perfect cups as well.
Yeah.
But overall opinions is it was incredible.
Yeah, it's great.
Very
album.
very well done, and the atmosphere around the album and the instrumentals and the production and rapping and lyrics and storytelling and melody and chord progression and
flow.
Yeah, everything was crazy.
Yeah, it's a great album. Glad you did it now.
Yeah, I'm delighted I did it now. It's a little bit of a longer one, and it's harder to get through because obviously when we're listening to the album, we stop and we talk about the songs after, and that takes about 3 to 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Depending on how long. So you're looking at probably about 2.5 hours recording, and then taking a break in between, which is another 45 minutes maybe, depending on the length of the album. So it can be a long record, but it was well worth it.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Glad you enjoyed it, man.
Yeah, I'm glad I enjoyed it.
Well, look, in that case then, I think that's it, innit?
Yeah, that's us.
Sláinte.
Bye-bye. Oh, no, sorry.
Oh.
Like, share and subscribe.
Oh, yeah, subscribe.
Don't forget, we have a Discord as well, actually. So if you want to jump onto the Discord, go over there. Links in the channel bio. And, thanks a million for listening along.
If you made it to the end, say, Harry man.
Yeah, if you made it to the end, say, Kendrick Lamar.
Kendrick Lamar.
Lamer, not A-R.
All right, cool. Right, see you later, guys.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.